Our next guest is a Syrian filmmaker who now lives in the United States. He's been closely following, of course, what's happening in Syria and has urged the International Criminal Court to hold the Syrian government accountable. But before we get to him, let's take a look at a clip from his new film, The Citizen. It tells the story of an Arab immigrant who wins the green card lottery, but he arrives in the United States just one day before the 9/11 attacks.
What about your living arrangements?
I'll stay with my cousin, and he's outside waiting for me.
What is your cousin's name?
Rashad. Everything is written down here.
Yes, I see it. How did your cousin end up here?
Sorry, sir. I don't know this.
You don't know?
No.
Well, I'd like to speak to him.
No problem. I go outside and I bring him here.
Well, filmmaker Sam Kadi joins me now from CNN Los Angeles. Thanks for being with us. You're originally Syrian, and of course, with everything that's going on now in your home country, very concerned, I imagine, with developments there. Now, you spoke at the International Criminal Court. What was that about?
Well, actually, I mean, the speech that I addressed the International Criminal Court with is basically asking him to hold the Syrian regime accountable for the 15,000 Syrian murders, for the 200,000 prisoners, Syrian prisoners right now, for the 50,000 missing people, and for the more than 1 million Syrian people displaced so far. I mean, I was urging the International Criminal Court to basically put more pressure to condemn strongly and publicly all the crimes against humanity, because the blood shelling over there needs to stop. The crimes against humanity needs to stop. And I think what's going on over there, it's at this point beyond description. And I thought addressing the International Criminal Court and the current prosecutor was definitely very important.
Now, as a Syrian-American, what do you think should happen? There's been a lot of talk of intervention, for instance. Do you favor that?
Well, actually, I'm not a politician to favor, I mean, one thing over another, but I will ask for humanitarian intervention immediately. And I don't really know what that takes. But the blood shelling, the killing, the slaughtering needs to be stopped. I think the world needs to put more pressure on the Syrian regime, and the world needs to act, I mean, faster. We cannot just sit and just wait for the Syrian regime and how they're going to react to things. And if the pressure we're applying right now is not enough, that means we need to do something different. So I would urge the international community right now to basically do a humanitarian intervention and to stop right away, you know, the killing over there. And, you know, we all understand, you know, Russia and China, they threaten the UN efforts in stopping the Syrian regime. But actually, I understand as well that the international society and the international community have really found so many ways in the past to basically bypass such an obstruction and to move forward to what's right.
All right. And you're a filmmaker now, and you have a film coming out called The Citizen. It doesn't deal with, of course, with what's going on in Syria, but with some of these issues that Arab Americans and Arab American immigrants face when they are in the United States. Tell us more about that.
Well, definitely The Citizen, I mean, started as a story like 4 years ago. We spent in the writing more than 3 years ago, and that was definitely before the Syrian revolution. It's a very inspiring story. It's a message of peace. It's basically a movie that's trying to find the commonalities and the similarities, I mean, and build a better understanding for each other. So basically we can move forward. I mean, I feel as a filmmaker, and what I'm trying to say even in the movie is like the world is big enough for all of us. I mean, regardless of our colors and religion and basically our heritage. So the movie was really inspired by our love to this country, and was fascinated, me myself, by the idea of somebody walking to this country the day before 9/11 to see New York and to see the United States States of America 24 hours before and to see it later and how things changed. And as we all know, 9/11 had changed the entire world and affected everybody. So I thought that this is an angle and a perspective from an Arab filmmaker that never seen before and never tackled before. And at the same time, it's really show our love to this country, and overall, it's a patriotic film.